Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So on this video, we're going to talk about Microsoft Word multi-level lists, formatting tips and tricks. Right here, I'm currently inside Microsoft document that I created on my very own. So I'm going to use this sample grocery list. And for example, I'm going to create a list under this header. Now, I can just simply type in 1 and then click on space. And as you can see, Microsoft automatically indented that one. Now I'm going to type in here fruits. And if I click on enter, it will give me number 2. But what if I want to add some sub-level, or as you might call it, multi-level list? So what we can do from here is, before typing anything, I'm gonna click on the tab on my keyboard, and now I can enter any kinds of fruits. For example, I want orange, and then I want some banana, apple for the third one, and then for the fourth one, I'm gonna go for grapes. Now for example, we're talking about apple here. There are so many kinds of apple. And then I want to add another subtopic with this one, or a sub-level list. To do that, simply click on enter, and before you type anything yet, click on tab one more time. So we can add in here star apple, and then we can add in here guava apple. We have pineapple, even if that's gonna be a different fruit, but just for the sake of the discussion, we're gonna use it. And now for the example, I'm gonna add in here red apple. Let's just say, for the sake of the discussion, there are some sub-level categories under red apple. I can now click on tab one more time, and it will go back to number 1. Anyway, those are gonna be the tips on how to create manual sub-level lists or multi-level lists. Now for example, we're talking about going back on the list here. For example, I don't want to talk about apple anymore. I want to go back from ABC. So I'm gonna click on enter now, and before I type anything, I'm gonna click another enter. As you can see, it goes back another level. So any kinds of fruits, I'm gonna type in grapes here. And now, click enter, click on tab. I'm gonna have in here Muscovat grape, something like that. I think I spelled it wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna go with this one, some red grapes, something like that. And then I'm gonna go back on the list by simply click on enter. Now what if I click on enter one more time? I'm gonna go back on the main list. For this one, we're gonna call it vegetables list. Same process, guys. I'm gonna go for this one, broccoli. Now, you're getting the gist here, right? It's just gonna be a matter of entering and clicking tab. So for this one, I'm gonna go for blue broccoli. Let's just say that there's gonna be a blue broccoli, but I know there isn't, right? Anyway, those are the manual stuff going on here. There are multiple things to talk about this one. We're gonna explore everything through this video. Now, another way on doing this a little bit more less shortcut though. For example, I'm gonna type in here, let's just call it sample broccoli, something like that. And what if I want sample broccoli to go back on the list of or number 1? I'm gonna highlight this one under home. There should be a decrease indent option. If I click on that one, it will go under that list. If I click it one more time, sample broccoli would be listed at the same part as broccoli. And you guessed it right, if I click on one more time, it will create another list of its own. Vice versa, you can increase the indent as you see fit right here. That would be by your own choosing. Take note about that one. So a little disclaimer, it's not really necessary to highlight everything. Just make sure your cursor is gonna be on the same phrase. So you can do that, do this, without even highlighting it like this one. Take note about that one. Now for the next example, we're gonna use a different data sheet. By the way, guys, this is gonna be a simple list that I got from ChatGPT. I have a video of ChatGPT, so please check it out. But this is just a simple Animal Kingdom list. Anyway, for this one, I'm gonna select everything, right? I'm gonna make sure everything is selected. Now with this one, I can now change the kinds of lists we're using here. For example, making sure everything is selected. If you go to the home tab right there, there should be an option that says multi-level lists. If you click on this one, the first one, our current list, goes from number to letter to, I think that's going to be a sub-letter if I'm going to be mistaken. So that's going to be the flow there. If you want to remove it, you can simply choose this one. Or you want to choose another format, you can use this one. I think this form right here is most famous on table of contents of books. If you want article headers, and my favorite one of all is going to be the most simple one, this one right here. Start tab and then those arrows right there. Pretty awesome, right? You can change the design, depending on your liking. So if I want chapter, I can have this one, but I think that's a bit more complex. I'm gonna go back here. We're gonna have this one. Going back, we're gonna have this one more time. Now speaking about some new features here, I'm gonna go back on the previous format to further discuss or portray this example. I'm gonna go for this one. Now you'll notice for this we have the first level, number 2. We have the second level right there, right? Now what if I want this one to go back on the first level? So selecting that feature right there, you can change the list level to level 1. You'll notice that the current level is being highlighted on the block box right there. A very, very vague block box. Anyway, if I click on this one, you'll notice that's going to be the level 1. This is level 2. That's the level 3 right there. Currently, we're in level 2, as you can see right here. But what if I click on level 1, and you see right there, those 3 has been converted into level 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Going back, I can now change the list level. For example, I want to move it to level 3. We have it right there. Pretty awesome, pretty simple. So that's going to be a way on multi or bulk changing some multi-level lists. Now let's check another feature here. If I select everything, as you can see right there, I think I have so much space down here. Let me just fix that. Perfect. So selecting everything here gives me the option to make sure everything is selected. That's Control A, by the way. Anyway, going back on the multi-level list, we have another option. That is define new multi-level list. If I click on this one, what I have here is basically a preview or a breakdown of what's going on my multi-level list. So I have 9 levels still. First level is going to be the highlighted ones. We have level 1. Level 2 are the letters. Level 3 is going to be the indented. I'm going to call that sub-level letter. Level 4 is going back on number 1, but it's going to be under the 3rd level, and so on and so forth. What you see right here is basically again a preview of what's going on. You can change the format name there. You can change the number style of this level, include level number form, and of course, you can change the alignment on this option right here. You can make sure it's going to be aligned at a certain angle. As you can see right there, every time I move this one, a part of the preview moves also. That is a really powerful feature, so you don't have to manually change everything. The text indented too, as you can see right here. This is available or viewable also on the preview. Pretty awesome, right? Let me just fix this one to make it align back on the level first. And then if I simply click on set for all levels right here, I can have the bullet number for position. If I decrease or increase, that will be by my own choosing, but I'm gonna go for the default. And for the text position for first level, that would be how much is the difference between the text position for the first level, which is gonna be this one right here, and then the text position in between the levels. That's gonna be, I think, the spaces in between. Speaking of, if I go on more here, there is so much more features. Think of it as settings, and this right here is your advanced settings. So this is going to be applying changes for the whole list. Basically, this is in general. Or you can link a style here. For example, you want normal spacing right there, no spacing at all, header spacing, heading spacing number 2. By the way, I have a video talking about everything about spacing, heading. Take a look about that one. Now we have in here level to show in gallery. You have level 2, level 1. That's basically the marking, the title of those levels. You can start at 1 or start at 2 or 0. As you can see here, every time I choose, it really preview what's happening there. So please utilize that option right here, where you can have a preview. On this one right here, you have legal style numbering. If I select this one, that would be by using numbers only. So rather than using a bunch of letters, you have numbers from 1 to 9 and sub letters for A to B. Or sorry about that, A, B, C, D, and so on and so forth. That won't be really confusing. Moving forward, we have follow number with here, tab character, space or nothing. That would be by your own preference. Right now, I'm really used on using the tab keyboard. And then if you want to add a stop, much like a timer, make sure you have this one right here. You'll notice, every time I move on, it's going to be indented option. Basically, every time you use the tab keyboard or tab key on your keyboard, you're gonna have the option to indent it automatically. That's gonna be again guys by your own preference. Take note about that one. Now everything here is settings or set before you begin your multi-level list. So whenever I now start, that everything selected in there will be applied in here. The spacing, the indentation, and everything, especially those little things. Speaking of indentation, awesome, right? Take note about that one guys, is it will be a very powerful tool. Another thing here, since this is gonna be a multi-level list, if I hover my mouse on the level 2 right here, again this is level 2, and this are level 1s. Take note about that one. So speaking of level 2, if I highlight them and then click and hold, you'll notice there's gonna be an imaginary line, right? So if I want to place them here, I can do so. If I want to place them there, place them all the way down there. That would be by my own choosing. Take note about that one that you can do that. By the way guys, almost forgot about this one. And speaking of the new bullet list right here, choosing a style is just like choosing a font style on your document, on your Excel file, and the works. You have here the arrow. You have so much, for example, you want a star or you want new picture right here. That would be by your own choosing. If you have an emoji, a CVG file, or a new bullet right here, you can choose whichever you want here. I'm gonna go for this better face. Click on that one. So I have right there, if I click on OK, everything is on beta. Pretty powerful too, right? Now speaking about another feature, actually this is not actually speaking about the multi-level list. If I select on view right here, there should be a ruler. That is pretty powerful, because if I select everything and then I move this one right here, this is the one I'm talking about earlier. But for now, you're gonna have some guidelines, especially about the rulers. Take note about that one, because this is actually a very powerful tool. Again, if you don't have it visible on your end, make sure you go on view, go on ruler, you have guidance right there, you have notification panel right here. That would be by your own choosing. For me, ruler is very useful. Take note about that one. So basically that's it. Those are the features that I want to share with you speaking on multi-level lists. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.